Hey everybody, this is Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc. It is a brand new week, and that means it's time for a new Make It Monday challenge. I am hosting you this week, and we are going to be playing with what I call the die-cut double-up. I was at the CHA trade show about a month ago, and one of the hot trends that I kept seeing everywhere I turned was negative images. Taking a die cut and then die cutting another image out of the center of it. So we're going to play around with that today, and we're going to play with mixing up different dies to see what we can create. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to create several different embellishments here. I'm going to start off with the button card die. I have two pieces die cut, one that I'm going to be using for my base, and another rustic white piece that I'll be using for the front panel of the embellishment. And that front panel is what we're going to be die cutting some other images from. I'm going to be working right here on my die cutting platform so that I can arrange my die cuts and I won't have to transfer it again. I'm going to die cut some modern alphabet letters from this button card. I'm positioning them right on my die cut, and then I'm going to take a post-it note and just secure those in place. Post-it notes have just the right amount of adhesive to hold things in place, but not to hold them too firmly so that I can't easily remove it. Alright, so I'm going to be spelling out HB2U. It's a kind of a slang of a happy birthday to you. And here I'm going to be taking a second post-it note, and I'll position that right there. It'll hold it all in place, and then I can put my top layer to create my sandwich, and I'm just going to run it right through my die cut machine. Alright, and I am back, and here I can just go ahead and remove these post-it notes. Like I said, it's the perfect amount of adhesive to hold things in place. And here you will see I end up with kind of a negative image here with the sentiment. Happy birthday to you. Okay, and then I'm going to take my other button card die, the Pure Poppy die cut, and I'm going to adhere the two together with some foam adhesive. The foam really pops it up and gives these embellishments lots of dimension. I like to buy my foam adhesive by the roll. That lets me cut it into the size pieces that I want. I can make them super tiny to fit in little areas, or I can cut larger pieces to cover larger areas as well. And then I'm just going to align that with the Pure Poppy die cut right on top of each other. And there we have kind of a cool, almost it looks like a kind of a journaling card type of thing. That look is really hot right now. Now I'm going to just show you a few other ones. I die cut these before I started filming just to speed the process a little bit. Here I use the Tremendous Tags die. This is the circle tag, and I cut a base from Blueberry Sky, and then I die cut an exclamation point using the modern alphabet dies. Here's another idea. This is the little banner from Fabulous Frames, and I die cut a window out of the front using an angled labels die. And here's another element that I created. This was using the Perfect Patches die, and then I die cut an arrow from the Get to the Point die set from the center of that. Arrows are also really hot right now. And here's another little set that I'm going to create here. I cut some tags using the Tremendous Tags die. And then I'm going to take a couple of the punctuation pieces from the Modern Alphabet die set, and I'm actually going to create a smiley face using one of the parentheses and the period. So I'm going to just lay those out here on my tag die cut. I'll have to run it through twice to get both of the eyes. I'm just going to start with one eye and the mouth. And again, just using my post-it note, I can secure that to my die cutting plate and finish off my sandwich, and then I can go ahead and run it through my machine. Alright, so there we go. We have one eye and a smile. Now I can just take that period again and position that right on the other side, and again secure it with my post-it note and run it through my machine. Combining the dies just opens up kind of a whole new world of creating embellishments. Like I said, I saw the negative die cut trend was huge at the CHA show last month. I was seeing stamps and purchased embellishments, but you can easily create the same sort of look using your Papertrey dies. Alright, so there's our little smile tag. And now I'm going to take some background stamps, and I'm going to do some stamping on our die cut images. I'm going to start off with some Summer Sunrise ink and a Polka Dot Basics stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp on those die cuts just to give them a little texture and a little interest. You could also definitely die cut these from pattern papers. You could use pattern papers on the bottom layers. Totally up to you. Lots of different options. And then I'm going to be taking the Background Basics chevron and some Simply Chartreuse ink, and I'll go ahead and stamp this little arrow element that I created, again with the Perfect Patches die and a Get to the Point arrow. And then I'm going to take my Orange Zest tag here, and I'm going to stamp the herringbone background using a little bit of Canyon Clay ink. Now I'm going to take this Fabulous Frames flag here, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment in the window that I had die cut. This sentiment is from the 2012 birthday tag set. It's just a happy birthday sentiment that fits nicely in that window, and I'm going to be using Pure Poppy ink. Now if you want to do any stamping on that bottom layer, you're going to want to align the two pieces, and then you can also again just take a post-it note. Post-it notes are definitely my best friend lately, and just secure it so that it doesn't shift while you're inking and stamping. And I can go ahead and stamp that right in that window. It gives me a perfect placement. Then I can just go ahead and remove the post-it note, and then I'll adhere the two pieces together with foam tape. And the reason I wanted to do my stamping before I adhere the two together is sometimes the foam is a little too thick and it just makes stamping difficult. I usually tend to get my ink all over the place if I try to stamp after it's adhered with the foam. So that's why it's just a little bit easier to do that stamping first. And the post-it note trick just keeps everything right in place. Alright, then I can just go ahead and adhere those two together, and I have a cute little sentiment embellishment there. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of my die cut pieces. Just going to put some foam on the back of each piece and just adhere those to the coordinating bases. Alright, so I am back. I have all of my pieces adhered together. Just a bunch of cute little embellishments that we're going to put on our card here. Alright, I have prepared a piece of craft cardstock here, which I have stamped with the grid, the ledger image from Library Ledger set. I did that ahead of time just to kind of speed our process up today. And then I have a strip of Pure Poppy stripe pattern paper. This is a 1/2 inch by 4 inch piece of pattern paper, and I'm just going to adhere that to the top edge of that craft panel. And then we're just going to adhere all of our cute little die cuts and arrange those into a card. I'm going to start here with my Happy Birthday to You element. And then I'm going to take my smiley tag, just put a little bit of twine through the top of that tag. Alright, so we're just going to put this little guy up here in the corner. Then we're going to go ahead and adhere this arrow piece, and you can see I want it to extend beyond that panel. So on the one side I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape and the other just some regular adhesive. Since our Happy Birthday to You panel is popped up with foam already, putting foam over just the one edge there on the arrow makes everything lay nice and flat. Alright, I'm going to put a little brad in this round exclamation mark tag that we have here, and then go ahead and tie a bow around that with some pure poppy twine. Alright, and then we can just adhere that to our card. I'm going to position it right behind kind of that Happy Birthday to You sentiment. It's a perfect place for an exclamation point. I'm just going to adhere now my Happy Birthday little sentiment flag. Also, tuck that right underneath there. That's the other fun part about popping everything up with the foam. You can do a lot of fun layering and tucking the elements under each other. Now I have some buttons. I'm going to add just a few little buttons here and there. There, our panel is finished. Lots of fun dimension on those die cuts, and we're going to adhere that to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch rustic white card base. And there you go, that's all there is to it. It was fun mixing up my dies today and playing around with all the different combinations. I used a lot of different dies on my project today, but you could definitely, simplify this and only use a couple different dies, or you can go all out and use tons of different dies like I did. It's totally up to you. I can't wait to see your die combinations and see your creations this week. Have fun with the challenge and have a good week, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This has been Betsy Veldman for Papertrey Inc.